Morning and welcome to the video. We're down here on the Hawkesbury River targeting yellowfin bream. I'm down here with a couple of mates. We're actually doing a pre-fish for one of the local tournaments, the AFT, which is in roughly a month's time. We've got really calm conditions, but unfortunately due to a big weather event further upstream, we've got logs everywhere, debris everywhere. Look, we're going to be battling that, but you know, you take what you can get. We're going to be targeting structure, pontoons, drop-offs, maybe even a little bit of deep stuff with some vibes. Today is pretty much a reconnaissance mission, just trying to figure out where the fish are sitting. With that said, I'll see you at the boat ramp. Okay, so we're pulling up to our first spot now. As you can see, we got a bit of a point here. Rock wall coming off the mountain there. The idea is we're going to hit this as the run-in tide pushes around that corner. We are on the bottom half of a run-in tide, so once that tide gets a little bit higher, then we'll probably move over to some of the boat moorings and pontoons and jetties and things around the houses there. We're just waiting for a little bit more water to get under there, so when we do get that water under there, the fish feel safer and they're more than likely to be sitting under there. But for the moment, I think we're going to work this edge here, see if there's any fish already pushing up and feeding, or if they're just sitting off. I'll see you when we get a bit closer. All right, so I've come over to the point a little bit now. As you can see, we've got some nice boulders just sitting out of the, just peeking out of the water there, and behind them we've got some current breaks. I'm going to throw this little black crank in behind it. That was a terrible cast. And see if we've got any fish sitting behind, waiting for a free meal in the eddy that these rocks have provided. Okay, so we've come up on these rocky shelves here, sitting at about 1.5 meters of water. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw this little Daiwa in-feet rolling crank in sand crab colour, hard up against the boulders, and just drag it down the front face of them, hopefully just ticking along the rocks. Not only the ticking of the bib hitting the rock is going to make some sound, we've also got the rattle inside and then the vibration of the lure. Okay, something small. Wasn't filming because a lot of casts to no avail, but it looks like we've pulled a little bream off the rock wall here. No giant, but solid fish to start. Just taking that little Daiwa rolling crank and the sand crab. Little cranky boy. Nice fish. I'll give him a quick measure. Okay, so he is 29.5 to the tip. All right, let's get him back. See you, mate. So again, on that Daiwa rolling crank, sand crab colour, beautiful. So I'm casting it hard up on that rock wall there and letting the bib just bounce down the front face. Trying to make as much noise as I possibly can in this dirty water. Oh, there's fish number 2. Good, he swam straight out, which is awesome. He could have done me quite easily. I think he grabbed that in behind that boulder there. He's pulling me a bit. I think he's a bit better than the last one, maybe. Oh, similar? Where are you? Yeah, I think he's maybe similar, to be honest with you. There he is. Just get away before we put ourselves on the rocks. Actually, he's definitely smaller. He's smaller. He fought harder, but he's smaller. He is 28 tipper. 28 tip. Okay. Nice fish. See you, mate. Alright, I'm going to put a cast back into that same sort of spot, see if he's got some mates. I've got the drag set pretty tight, like that one just did. If they take it in close to those boulders, I don't want them doing me on the oysters, because literally every boulder on this rocky face has oysters on them. When I feel it catch on a boulder, all I do is just lift that tip and stop winding. Don't try and bully it through the snag. Just lift the tip, let it float up, then resume your retrieve. Oh, that's a fish. I thought it was a snag for a second there. I actually stopped winding because of what I just said. Back out of here before he does me. I think it's actually a similar size, just below 30 sort of a model. You're loving this rolling crank. Really, really high quality lures by Daiwa. Well, that's our bag. If it was comp day, it's the best 3. That's another 29 tipper. Nice fish. See you, mate. The other thing I'm doing is I'm putting it in between the gaps of the boulders and then rolling it out. Those gaps provide nice little eddy currents, not only for the bream, but for the bait to sit. A little bit of a respite out of the current itself. The further into the rocks that you can get your lure without getting snagged, the better. Because now tide is actually getting fairly high. We're probably in the second half of the run-in. And so those bream are pushing up onto the edges and feeding on the oysters and crabs and crustaceans that are on the edges of these boulders that wouldn't otherwise be exposed during a low tide. Okay, so I'm just moving a little bit further down that same rock wall where we've been catching these bream. There's a nice little bit of wash splashing up on these bigger boulders here, and one thing about bream is they love wash. So we'll put some casts in here and see if we can pull out a big one. Bugger. It's in there. Oh, what? A fish has just picked it up off the snag. I've heard of that happening, but it's never happened to me. Wow. I was literally snagged then, and that fish has, not only has he taken the lure, but he's unsnagged me. What a legend. Thank you, sir. Wow. He must have thought it was like a crab or something just sitting on the edge of the rock there, and he just crunched it. Daiwa rolling crank does the damage again. God damn. Look at this little bitey man. Look at the chompers on him. He'd be the smallest of the bunch, I think. Still. Oh no, he's another 28, yeah. No, put him back. He's no upgrade. They've definitely pushed up onto these rocks now and they're feeding. How crazy is that? I fully thought I was going to have to get in there because that was deep in the rocks. I really didn't want to have to do that. So thank you, Mr. Bream. Oh, there we go. Another little one. Nice. Doesn't want to come in yet. How cool is that? Just rolling it down the front face of those rocks still. They all appear to be the same sort of size. That high 20s. Haven't found a big dog yet. Another little brim. He might be the smallest actually. Measure anyway. Yep, 27 tip. Well, I'm not going to lie, I didn't think today, given the conditions, would be as productive as it has been. 5 bream, and we've only been on the water for probably 2.5 hours. I was honestly anticipating a donut today, or maybe one small fish, but to have 5, to already have a bag, is pretty cool. Oh, we're on. Same size. Man, this must be schooled up here. Oh. Maybe he might actually no, same size. Perfect. Rolling crank. My God. Okay, measure. We have another 29. Okay, so here's an upgrade. Upgrade's that 28. So we've got 29 and a half and a 28 and a half, I think. I have to review the footage. Oh, that's oh, he did me. Damn. Bugger. Well, there goes the good lure. Damn. I guess it was only a matter of time, right? Yeah, fully chafed me. Look at that. I don't know if you can see. What a shame. All right. Well, I'll put on something similar and hopefully we can continue this bite. Okay, decided to go with a slightly bigger and different, longer profile in the Spike 44, another Daiwa lure. It's a nice deep diving lure, so it's going to bounce off the rocks and get down deep fairly quickly. Hopefully the bigger profile doesn't deter them, and it wasn't the profile that was sort of determining the bite, but rather just the fact that I was putting it in the right zones. I'm hoping that because it's a slightly bigger lure that I can tempt a bigger fish. If I don't get any bites in the next sort of 15-20 minutes, I will swap back to something a little bit smaller. But let's see what happens. I'm going to move. So I'm just going to head up to the point there. It seems to have quieted down on this rock wall, plus all the debris that's pushing up onto it from the wind and the heavy rain that's pushing it downriver, almost making it unfishable because I'm just casting into sticks and things, so my lure isn't even getting a chance to get to the bottom. We'll go up to where it's free flowing. Hopefully we can find some sitting behind the boulders just up on the point there. We're at the next spot. Looks like there's some decent structure around here, a couple of little eddies forming behind these boulders, so we'll have a quick cast at them and see if we can tempt a fish. Looks like there's a lot less debris around this area as well, so we can actually get our cast back without collecting sticks and crap. That's a fish. That's a fish. Something more like a flathead, yeah. Alright, come out here, mate. Much different bite to the brim. So we've got our first bycatch. Oh man. Okay. Okay, little flatty on the Spike 44 in the matte prawn colour. Nice and easy. He'd be at 36, just legal probably, but definitely not keeping him. See mate, he was just sitting off the edge of one of those boulders there as I flicked it past. He just donked on it. It was a weird bite, that's why I wasn't 100% sure how to fish at first. Oh, that's a fish. I think that's a brim this time. Still small. This rod just extracts them. Such a good rod. This guy's got pretty green. Didn't really give him much of a chance. Okay, another nice little brim. Again, probably a 27 model. We'll get a measure. Definitely not an upgrade on what we've already got. Okay mate, it's alright, just let me measure you, I'll get you back. And he is a 27, yep. Oh, jeez. See you mate. Brim number 7. This looks like a nice little zone. Oh, I just completely lost the lure. Oh, bugger. Didn't even feel that much tension on it. Just gone. I bet you it's obviously just sitting behind an oyster. Bugger. Well, one thing is for sure, you are going to lose lures with this style of fishing. It's just inevitable. Okay, I've swapped over to a Pro Lure S36, I think it is, in the diver. Phantom is the colour. Hopefully that does the trick. Nice black back that should stand out in this dirty water. Try not to lose this bad boy. Oh, that was a bite. Yeah, that was definitely a bite there. So I just got snagged up for a second, man. It's always worth checking a leader just in case you're frayed, especially in this country. Like this kind of terrain is ruthless, and with the amount of sharp objects in the water, you can never be too careful, and you can never check your leader too many times. Might be a lost lure. Damn. Another one lost. Well, this has proven to be an expensive little session. So I've worked this entire bank from that point all the way down to probably past that big rock. I don't know if you guys can see it in the distance, right about there. So far we've caught 7 bream and a flathead. We've also managed to lose a rolling crank, Bike 44 and a Pro Lure S36. I've got a little Kadachi in the Moby colour. Hopefully we can retain that for the rest of the session. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go find the other boys and see what they're doing. But I'll see you guys when I find them. Okay, so I haven't found the other guys yet, but this little zone looks too good not to have a cast at, especially on a high tide with all these boulders only half submerged. On a low tide, these boulders would be completely exposed. The tide is ripping through here. Oh, come on. I don't want to lose this one as well, for f***'s sake. Come on. Come on, you dog. That is properly stuck. Bugger. Might have to concede defeat on this one. Alright, so I'm heading back towards the boat ramp now. There are some boats like moored around there, like sailboats, so I might have a flick around that, see if there's any bream holding under them. The last couple of hours have been super quiet. I met up with the other guys and they haven't caught much either. We're getting to that part of the day where the sun's high and it's kind of starting to go a bit dead. Other than that, I'll see you when I get over there. Okay, so we've ended up back over near the boat ramp with all the moored boats. I had a flick around there, nothing happening, a lot of debris still in the water. And then I've had a work along this rock wall here. Again, nothing. Middle of the day fishing, it's always going to be tougher than in the mornings. I think we're going to call it there. It wasn't a bad session early on. We caught all those bream off that wall, but we did lose a lot of lures. Yeah, hopefully we can do a little bit better on comp day. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.